Joining me now to discuss the Fitz-Gerald Group principal, Keith Fitz-Gerald. You know, Keith, listen, I know you've been buying on this pullback. Why do you have this sort of ice water in your veins when many of your colleagues are just like long-tailed cats in a room full of rocking chairs?
Well, you're very kind, Charles. I'm not any smarter than anybody else. But what I do know is early on, you get emotions out of the equation. You stick to numbers. You go with companies that win. And when everybody else panics, you want to run into the fight. And you do it smart. So that's why we've been at it.
One name I know that you've been talking about is Tesla. In fact, I saw earlier today, one of our loyal viewers actually gave you a shout out on Twitter. Now, when you buy a stock like this, I don't think you can have stop losses, right? I mean, you certainly can have a regular 5% stop loss, and you get stopped out. So how do you ride the volatility in a name like that?
That's an interesting question. So you do what's called position sizing. You control risk on the way in. It's like going to Dunkin' Donuts. You know you can't eat the whole box of donuts at once. I mean, some people can, but what I prefer to do is nibble in. So a stock like Tesla is very, very volatile. I just simply take the amount of money I know I want to have it work, and I buy once every couple weeks or every couple months. If I get a big juicy pullback, you know what? Maybe I'll take a bigger bite. But that's how you do it before you get into the stock, not once the race has started.
I heard you use that same analogy with Varney, but you said Ponderosa Steakhouse. You used Dunkin' Donuts with me, though. I'm a little sensitive about that. Let me ask you about these.
I was just in Dunkin' Donuts this week, and it was great.
Let me ask you about these electric truck names. They're starting to look pretty good. I know we've been scorched in them, but Rivian, Workhorse, both have real news out. You know, are you a buyer of either of those or anything else other than Tesla in that EV space?
You know, I am, and it's interesting because there's only two Chinese stocks I'm going to touch, XPeng and NIO, and both of which are active in the EV space, but both of which have global aspirations and critically are taking a page out of Toyota's playbook for the 1970s. People laugh about that, but nobody's laughing at Toyota right now. I think both of those companies have the same playbook at hand, which is why I'm going after them.
What else do you like here, Keith?
You know, big tech, of course, is going to go to the head of the class. Everybody's changing the way they buy things, but nobody's giving up their iPhones. Nobody's giving up their laptops. Everybody's going forward. Medicine is another one. Defense stocks are critical as long as Ukraine rages. So to me, there's a balanced play. It's high dividend, low beta stocks, quality names only, but that's what I'm after because that's how you get through rough times like this.
How concerned are you about next week? Could we get some kind of clarity out of next week? We've got both the FOMC decision, 75 basis points. Maybe they'll say something else. And then we also get GDP.
I think the momentum is going to continue. It certainly has the potential, but I think the same institutional buyers that you mentioned, like in a room full of hot, rocking chairs with cats, they're going to cause some panic selling in the next week because they can't get settled. That works to the individual investor's advantage because if you pick those quality names, you can use their fear to buy your stocks. And I actually like that scenario.
All right. So do I, my man. Talk to you again real soon, Keith. Thank you very much. So, folks, in a world of crypto.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below and of course click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.